There we go. Alright. What's up, everybody? So today is going to be a different type of video. I'm going to show you guys how I do cinematics because that is like my most frequently requested video that I get in like all my comments and stuff. Now follow my lead. So I use, just honestly, you could just use your hands and all you need is a camera. And sometimes I'll occasionally use this. And this is a glide cam. Helps a lot. You could go on Amazon or wherever you want to go and just type in glide cam and you'll find a bunch. They all really work well. Just make sure you look at the reviews or whatnot. That's what I do at least. 60 frames does help a lot. So at least having 60 frames. 30 frames will work, but 60 frames does help a lot more. So what I always make sure I'm doing when I'm shooting cinematics is I always make sure I'm in manual. Never shoot in autofocus when you're shooting cinematics because you don't want the focus to get all weird and then like refocus during the middle of a shot because that'll never look good. So make sure you're always shooting in manual. So that's step number one. Step two, steady shots. So be as steady as possible. The more steady you are, the better the quality of the video is gonna look. There's stabilization inside like Final Cut Pro or this right here. This will keep your footage stable as well. That's why this is a huge help. Another thing is close-up shots. Close-up shots always look good because when the background's blurred and then your subject's super in focus, that helps a lot. Like my dad has this Jeep and I can just make cinematics of this right now. So I'll show you what I mean by that by doing some footage of this Jeep.
If you get to hear me now.
So I just basically, all I did was 60 frames, manual focus, and then zoom in as close as I can to get my subject in the most focus possible. So that's basically what I do for those close-up shots. And then for shots that I'm filming, like my friends running or like riding in the street or whatever, it's mainly shot on this. Or you could look up what this does. It's a glide cam. So basically you put your camera up here, hold it from the side, and it stabilizes it so when you walk, it has no shake or whatsoever. So that helps a ton. So once you have your clips, I'll show you. I guess I'll show you how I edit my stuff too. It's super simple. It's like really basic, and it's just getting creative with your shots. I think that helps most. Thing to keep note of is always be moving in your shots, whether it's like the slightest movement, but like the slightest. Say you're going to a moving shot and then you go to just a still shot, it doesn't look as good. So as long as there's an object moving or your subject is moving or you're moving the camera, that helps a lot with shooting cinematics as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I edit. So I use Final Cut Pro, but you could use Premiere or whatever you want to use. And I'm just gonna open this up. So a few of those Jeep clips I just took. I'm gonna go ahead and edit 2 of those, show you how I do that. Here's 2 clips that I have. And you could, if you just watch them, you could see how shaky it actually is around the edges. So this was filmed in 60 frames, so I'm gonna slow this down to 50. So once you have your 2 shots, so this, you could just see it's around the edges, it's still shaky. So what I always do is I always go into here, hit stabilization. Stabilization helps a ton, so I advise to use it all the time. And then again, this is always, you can always do all this in Premiere Pro as well. I'm more experienced with Final Cut than I am with Premiere, so that's why I stick with Final Cut. Here we go, here's this clip. So it'll crop in a little bit, but it just looks that much better. And if you want to get it as slower, so you can go to 25, but then again, you can see it's choppy. You go over here, go into video quality, optical flow, and then you wait for that, and then that'll like make it so it's not as choppy. So while this is rendering, I guess I'll show you guys how I color correct. So you go over here, oh, some Google Flights, and then you're gonna go to Final Cut LUTs. So you go here, and then I'm trying to find Color Grading Central. This is the one I use. So this is the one I use, and it's, you can get a free trial, but I bought it. So this is a LUT, so you can just go through all this, go through the step process of that. So I'm gonna show you what the color looks like with the LUT and without a LUT. So this is without a LUT. And you can just see how much different it made the color of this clip. And it just looks that much better. So this is always good, color correcting for cinematic sequences. I do it in all mine. So yeah, basically that's it. So you just get your clip, stabilize it, color correct it, and then of course adding music. To sum it all up, your hands, a glide cam, basically all you need. Okay, so that's basically all you need is your hands, your camera, and then this glide cam if you want. This is not, you don't have to have these to make cinematics. But yeah, so this definitely comes in handy a lot. I would recommend getting one, but they are kind of pricey, depending on which one you kind of get. Yeah, but basically, smooth shots, as smooth as you possibly can with your hand. And always make sure that when you put it in Final Cut, if you can, stabilize it. Sometimes it'll warp it if you have too much shake, which doesn't look very good. But yeah, stabilize it and go to 50% or 60 frames is really all you need, is what I personally like the best, is 60 frames. 60 frames to 120 frames, because the higher the frames, the better the slow-mo. But yeah, here you go, and then you stabilize it, and then color grading central. I'll leave that link below, so you can click on that, and then that shows you how I color correct my videos. It's just a LUT, so I put like a color filter over the video. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and then the cinematic aspect ratio, the black bars. You just go on Google, you type in cinematic aspect ratio, go on images, and then you just find, it's like second or third image from the top. So you're gonna grab that one, and then you just drag that right over Final Cut, and it just looks that much better. I've never really done a tutorial, so it's kind of new to me. Still learning a little bit myself, trying to teach you guys. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys next time. And make sure you let me know if you want to see any more like tutorial, cinematic type stuff. I just went over like to the most basic stuff as possible. I'm not exactly sure on how to explain how to do cinematics, because I think a lot of it has to do with creativity, and you can't really teach that. Yeah, but let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any ideas for like what me to teach you guys cinematic wise, and just editing stuff if you have any in general. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.